Welcome to Airbyte, an open source data integration platform that makes it easy to synchronize data between different sources and destinations. In this video, I'll guide you through the basics of Airbyte Cloud, including setting up sources, destinations, connections, and even building custom connectors with the Builder feature. Let's get started. So, Airbyte Cloud is a managed service version of the Airbyte platform, allowing users to easily create data pipelines without managing infrastructure. For the key features, you can connect various data sources and destinations to automate your data workflow. As you can see, I'm right here and we are under connections. I don't really have a connection right now, but before we start, I'm going to talk more about the key features. It supports over 300 pre-built connectors for databases, APIs, and more. The platform includes monitoring and logging tools to ensure your data syncs are reliable. So, if you want to access all of those features, log in at cloud.airbyte.com so that you can open this website. Now, let's start with creating a connection. This will be the very first link that you will see or the very first page. Create your first connection. Simply tap on that, and now you have to define a source. Either you set up a new source or select an existing one, but clearly I don't have one right now, so we're gonna want to select a new source or set up a new source. Or actually, you could even just go to sources over here and then create your sources right now before you start with the connections. But since we're already here, we can simply just tap on a specific source where we want to define it. I'm just simply going to tap on Facebook marketing. There you go. So this is our new source. This is the source name, which is Facebook marketing. And now we have to add our account ID, and then we have to authenticate it using our Facebook account by simply tapping on authenticate your Facebook marketing account. Once you're done with that, you're going to want to tap on setup source. So after you set up a source, you're going to want to define the destination. So let's say our source is Facebook marketing. Where do we want the destination to be? Let's go under destinations over here. And now we have to choose a destination where we want to put the data into. There are a lot of these, but the most suggested ones are BigQuery, Snowflake, and Pinecone. If you want a new connector and these ones aren't really speaking out to you, you can tap on request a new connector and either a source or destination. If you don't see a destination that you like here, you can tap on destination and then type where you want to sync your data to. Next, add the additional information like the link to that destination or basically just documentation and then request. I think this is going to send a request to Airbyte to add that specific destination, and so you can click on it and then use it as a destination for your connections. The next thing for our connection steps is to select the streams. You're going to want to select the streams where you want the data to go through, and then finally, configure connection. Basically, under configure connection, you have to configure the sync settings. So, either sync mode, which you have to choose between full refresh or incremental sync, primary key, where you define a unique key for your data if needed, or namespace, where you specify how tables or datasets are organized in the destination. After you configure those settings, save the connection and run your first sync. You should see them under connections over here, and then you can run them whenever you want to. Now, for monitoring and logs. Once a sync is running, Airbyte is going to provide real-time logs and monitoring tools. It's going to look a little something like this. You're going to want to go to the connections tab because that is where all your connections will show. If you want to add a new connection, by the way, you can simply tap on add new connection here at the top right corner, where you can use the same procedure which we did earlier in order to add another connection. So if we tap on one of them, you can see the real-time data that is being processed right now. There you go. These are the active streams. As you can see, everything's synced in. If it's not synced, then Airbyte is going to tell you that in real time so that you can fix it and so that you will be alerted that something has gone wrong within your data. For job history, this is all the jobs. Basically, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's the job history. For schema, this is all of these streams where you can basically just do changes to them. You can refresh source theme. And then finally for settings, this is where you can edit your connection. So the connection name, the schedule type, and the expression for that schedule type. You can tap on advanced settings if you want to, because there will be more advanced settings, like it said. You can choose the destination namespace, the stream prefix, detect and propagate schema changes, and be notified when schema changes occur. This is important so that you can be updated when something changes within your schema. So here you can refresh your data and then replace all the data in your destination by reloading all data from the source. And then here you can clear your data. It's basically going to delete every single data in your destination and delete connection. If you tap on this, it's going to immediately delete your connection. But before you do, you're going to want to type delete so that you can confirm if you truly want to delete this connection. Once you do, it will be immediately deleted from your connections and you won't see it here again. So that's pretty much it for the connections. Let's go back to the actual Airbyte because that was just a demo. Now, for the builder program, let's tap on this to check it out. If Airbyte doesn't have a pre-built connector for your specific source, you can use the builder feature to create a custom connector. So let's say you want to connect to a custom API. You would want to define the base URL of the API, set up authentication like API keys or OAuth, and specify endpoints to fetch data from. You can preview and test the data being fetched to ensure the connector works as expected. Once your connector is ready, you can use it like any other source or destination in Airbyte. So, if you want a more detailed explanation, there is a tutorial right here where they go into detail on how to do this connector builder. I'm just going to go through it quickly. Import a YAML manifest. Select an existing low-code YAML manifest from your computer to import into the connector builder, and then fork an existing connector. Select an existing connector to use as a starting point and then start from scratch. You can build a connector from start to finish using the connector builder. So these are the three options that you can do: either import a YAML, fork a connector, or start from scratch. I really would recommend starting from scratch because this basically gives you full control on what you can do with your connector. And under settings, that's pretty much every single detail about your account, your name, and your email. You can edit all that out if you want to. If you want to get the most out of Airbyte, here are a few best practices. Data validation. Always verify that the data in your destination matches your source to avoid inconsistencies. Error monitoring. Regularly check logs for failed syncs and resolve issues promptly. And finally, optimize sync schedules. Avoid syncing data too frequently unless it's critical. This reduces unnecessary load. So, that's about it for Airbyte. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments down below if the tutorial worked or if you have any questions. Thank you and goodbye.